So my name is Mikail Houari. I'm currently the president for Airbus for the region Africa and Middle East, based in Dubai, and I have the whole hub for the region here with me with all the shared services, dealing with all the activities of the group. As you know, we have Airbus with the aircraft and two subsidiaries, one dealing with defense and space, and the second one dealing with helicopters. Well, we are naturally attending the summit because, as you know, we've been attending the summit for the last events since its beginning. In fact, since 2012. So it's completely naturally that we are here for this new opportunity. Why is Airbus always present since the beginning? For a simple reason. The first reason is that in the UAE you have a vision. The leaders of the country have a vision, I would say, and for the coming years, it's not new. We are celebrating, as you know, today the 100th years of the birth of Sheikh Zayed, and we are very proud because when we delivered on 100 A380, it was painted with the picture of His Highness, and this is something which is important because when you talk aerospace, you have to understand that in the UAE, this is a very part of the very heart of the vision. This is the first point. The second point is that as Airbus, we are at our very humble level, trying to always be part, accompany this vision with our products, with our strategy, with our presence. And this is why, regarding the satellites, we are very present in the country, because as you know, and thanks to this vision, the country decided from scratch to launch satellites. Now we are talking about mission to Mars, but the first step was to launch satellites. And we were very proud to be selected. So 2 satellites were launched, Yasat-1A and Yasat-1B. And then you know that we were trusted again for Earth observation satellite with Falcon 9. So regarding satellites, we are definitely present. Regarding aircraft, just look around you and you will see that the number of A380s, as we are here in Dubai Free Zone with the company Emirates. You know that we have, this is one of our most important partner regarding the number of aircraft, but I don't want to forget the other partners we have in this very country, because as you know, the country has a lot of airline company, Etihad, where we are present, Air Arabia or others. So we are definitely present regarding aircraft. And there is another subject which is important for us, which is key, is also partnership we can build in the country. Mainly, for example, taking Strata, developing and producing, manufacturing carbon fiber. So this was again a complete success of the vision of the UAE, because as you know, in the industry regarding carbon fiber, there are 3 things you have to avoid when you want to build and manufacture carbon fiber: is dust, heat, and sand. And the UAE managed to have one of the greatest and most modern, up to the art, state-of-the-art manufacture in Al Ain, in the middle of the desert, where you have heat and dust and sand, with qualities which are, I would say, completely equivalent to the qualities you might find in Europe. So this is a great success, and we are very happy and very proud of it because we accompanied this. And I can announce that in 2020, each and every single aircraft manufacturer in Airbus will have carbon fiber equipment made in the UAE. So to answer your question, it was completely natural that we are here. And the last point I wanted to mention is that in the very heart of the vision of this, the Global Aerospace Summit is one tool which allows, I would say, gives a lot of visibility of this very vision and of the successes of the country first, and then gathers a very large number of key players in this industry where different topics are discussed of key interest. All the topics discussed in the Global Aerospace Summit are of interest, because the level of the participants is very high. The topics which are there are really the ones to be discussed in the moment. But I would, if you allow me, I would pick up maybe 2 or 3. The first one, to my understanding, is innovation. Because we consider that this industry, the aerospace industry, is really an innovation-led industry. And which makes a difference is that you always have to innovate. That's why, for example, in Airbus, we have more than 3,000 engineers working on new projects, new developments, and spending more than 2 billion euro a year on investment. We are, I would say, depositing more than 600 patents every year, because this makes the difference. Of course, you have things that everybody knows, like dealing with the green aircraft, less consumption of fuel, which may generate less emission of CO2, which is very good for everybody. And we are talking about the NEO. You know that we launched very successfully a few years ago the 320 NEO. You know that this year, a few months ago, so last year, we launched the 330 NEO with the success we all know. So this is, for example, something we are doing. The second topic could be the 3D printing that we are using, and we are discussing here with Mazda on different potential collaboration. The last one is, I would say, talent, incubator, and people. We are very keen at Airbus in developing people. And what we are doing here in the UAE, I can give you some example. Like 2 years ago at the Global Aerospace Summit, we presented, and we have a team in the field of what we call the Little Engineers. The Little Engineers program is a program where we have trained so far more than 4,500 students. And the idea is, and very humbly, once again, I personally made a mistake when I first took over those responsibilities, that I considered that we had to make share, of a very high level of quality and education, like in cybersecurity. And okay, that's very good. But I think that in fact, what we need nowadays is to bring passion to the young students, and the younger the better, because this is where you develop the passion and the will and the wish to join this industry. So in fact, this program was originally based on two sub-programs. We had designed one which was dealing with aircraft manufacturing. Second one was dedicating on robotic, but based on the discussions we had with the UAE, and in the frame of their derivation regarding space, we created specifically a new program called the Space One, where we have a group of students for a whole day working in subgroups, each of them responsible for a specific task and dedicated one, each of the tasks being fundamental to the success of the whole launch. And the objective is to launch a rocket in order to reach the space station. This is one thing. This was what we did, and we presented at the Global Aerospace 2 years ago. And this very year, we have another program that I signed with the Crown Prince Court in Abu Dhabi, with something called Beit Mitwahed, where we decided to stop. We never did it, unlike others. We stop trying to show that we are doing things by just putting a hat on the head of a student, bringing him in Europe, and taking a picture and says this guy now is the new engineer from the country in charge of developing a new aircraft. No, what we are doing is to do things seriously, and therefore I decided to build a program with Beit Mitwahed based on mentorship, but not for once a year, but for a period of at least 3 years. So we selected 7 engineers, one student, 7 students, 1 student per emirate, and we will accompany him. We will mentor each and every one of them during 3 years. This was last year. This very year we have 7 others, so we'll be 14. Next year it will be 7 others, we'll reach 21, and we continue like this. Every year, in fact, we are taking them to one of our factories in Europe, teaching them, training them for more than a week. And all along the year, we are organizing, I would say, events with them. We are inviting them to the shows. Each time we have one of our key top managers coming, we're trying to organize things. I'm meeting with them, for example, and they will be present at the Global Aerospace Summit. So training, education is for us key. And once again, we are not inventing, I cannot say the wheels as we are in the aerospace industry, but we are just trying to accompany the very vision of the country.